Hi, I'm Austin Sommerer, and I'm the Executive Director for THON 2017. Childhood cancer has always been a cause I cared a lot about, and was definitely one of the reasons why I liked Penn State so much was because of THON. So I came from a small town in Jersey, didn't know much about Penn State, but obviously I got involved early as a committee member. So I was a public relations committee member my freshman year. Sophomore year, I was an entertainment DJ captain. Then I knew I wanted to do more with entertainment, and I saw how fun that position looked, or how fun the entertainment director position looked, and had a lot of great ideas for that. So I did that last year, and then I knew that at the end of last year I wasn't done yet. So I applied to be executive director this year. So I like to explain the executive director role as one that really connects the dots across the organization. While I do have a lot of my own tasks and projects that I do work on, I try to help everybody coordinate within each other and amongst each other to make sure that we're being efficient, we're getting the things done that need to get done, and the people who are supposed to be working with each other are working with each other. A lot of my other duties include managing key relationships, so whether they be relationships with the university, relationships with Four Diamonds, or some of our larger donors. That's definitely one of my favorite parts of the job, but just kind of working to piece all of those things together. I also sit on the Four Diamonds Advisory Board, which is an awesome opportunity. So that's kind of the body that meets in Hershey a few times a year to talk about new initiatives and growth projections for both Four Diamonds and THON, which is an awesome part of the position. So, like I said, one of my favorite parts of the position is working with our key donors. So one thing that most people don't know is that I take on a large fundraising role. So I do a lot of stewarding with different donors and managing those kinds of relationships, figuring out what they like, and then working to benefit them to that capacity, because people are more likely to give if they're engaged in their donation and also thanked appropriately. So that's something that I didn't really expect in the position, but a part that I really like figuring out that we have a donor who loves a very particular ice cream from the creamery, pralines and cream actually. So I'm working with the creamery to make sure that I can get pralines and cream ice cream to send to them for Christmas this year. So THON plays a very interesting role in the university as well, which I think is so great. Like I said, it does provide that outlet for students, but it also is a perfect showing of the good that comes out of Penn State. Oftentimes we're criticized for our football team or other things, but there's no greater organization or greater thing that this many students does in the whole world. And that's something that THON prides itself on a lot. And I know that Penn State supports THON to the end of the earth, not only because of what we're doing, but because of what we're allowing students to do here. We give students that outlet. We give students a fun activity to be involved in that is only revolving around philanthropy. When I was a sophomore, I went on a canning trip. It was the last canning trip of the year. It was raining, it was miserable. We were outside all day. It just wasn't fun, like normal canning weekends where you can dance around, jump around. This was different because of the weather. And while we were so happy and supportive of what we were doing, it just made it hard. So we took a break around noon, and we're all just kind of sitting around. We're getting dinner at this cafe, just kind of talking about our mornings, like no one's real into it at this point. And an older man comes and sits at our table. And he says, hello, and we're like, hi, what are you doing? And very timidly, he says, I'd like to buy your lunch. And of course, we're like, no, of course, thank you, but no thank you. And he started to cry, which caught us all off guard. His wife came over from the table next to her, and she was crying. She put her hand on his shoulders, and they went on to say, they have a nephew who's battling cancer in Florida. Their son battled cancer, and he battled cancer himself. And THON has touched his family in a way that he has never been able to touch the people back, and this was the first opportunity he had to do so. So now the whole restaurant's in tears, we're all in tears, the waitress is in tears. But it was that first moment that really clicked for me that what we're doing is having that personal effect on people. So Igniting Hope Within is a very special theme, I think, because it is very reflective. Not only are you igniting hope within yourself, but you're also igniting hope within others. So for the igniting within yourself, you're able to look at these families who are going through these horrible, horrible times and see that there's a reason to fight. There's a reason to keep fundraising and answer those emails late at night, because there's always more that we can be doing to help these people. So their inspiration really drives so much of our organization to continue to operate and do good, with, of course, the end result being curing childhood cancer. So what does THON mean to me? This question has taken on kind of different paths each year. Of course, it means that I'm able to have an impact on something much larger than myself. I'm able to know that the work that I do is affecting a child, and I get to meet these families that tell us that our work is truly making things easier on them. I'm giving them that light in times that they feel are the most dark. So that has always been the kind of driving piece to my involvement in THON. But now kind of at the level that I'm involved now, my love for the organization has grown to the point where that is what drives a lot of my involvement. I love seeing how almost 17,000 students can come together to do something as a unit and do it together. And that spirit of community, I think, is incredible, and something that is found nowhere else in the world. I love the fact that that THON is able to give students at Penn State this kind of outlet to do good, where they may not have had the outlet to do so otherwise. As students, you go to college, you focus on your exams, you go to the gym, and you focus on eating or anything. But very rarely do you have an opportunity to step beyond yourself. And I think THON is the most incredible example of an organization that allows students to do just that.